We don't need to look at the camera either, just look at each other.
Well, yeah, we can just see that
one.
camera's on,
Okay,
that one's
so just
on.
go off and on. Okay. Okay.
Yeah,
Got it. Okay.
I look better in profile anyway.
I know. I wasn't sure where we should be looking.
Yeah.
Okay.
You
Good to know.
know, you're
Just
stuck
go
looking
right
at
you.
me.
That's just fine.
All right. I'm Manon Fraser, and I'm here from the League of Women Voters here in New Ulm. And I had the privilege today of being here with Amber Melby, who is from Be the Light, a new not-for-profit here in New Ulm. Amber, I know you're not from here, but what brought you up here to New Ulm?
My husband and I were born and raised in Iowa and met in Omaha, Nebraska after college, lived there for about 10 years, had our 3 kids, and then we wanted to move to Minnesota to be closer to family, so we kind of handpicked New Ulm and packed everybody up and moved here in 2007. Didn't know a soul, but we have been here ever since, and we just love the community.
Yes, it's a wonderful community to be in. Now, you started Be the Light, which is a breast cancer nonprofit.
Right.
Correct? What started it?
What started it was my own breast cancer diagnosis. In 2015, I was diagnosed with breast cancer at the age of 40 and went through 16 rounds of chemotherapy and multiple surgeries. And breast cancer has hit our family hard. My dad has 3 sisters, and all 3 sisters have had breast cancer multiple times. And then the name Be the Light comes from his youngest sister, who was my Aunt Brenda. We called her Aunt B. And she battled metastatic breast cancer off and on for 18 years before she passed away in 2018 at the age of 58. So Aunt B was just a love and light to anybody who knew her. She just was just so fun to be around and just had a lot of passion and loved to help others even through her diagnosis. So while I was going through my treatment, decided that I wanted to create something to help pay forward the help that people had given to my family while we were going through a dark time. And so that's where the name Be the Light comes from, and started giving. The early days of Be the Light were more general donations to people going through any time of darkness. And then after Aunt Brenda passed away in 2018, we really started to narrow our focus to breast cancer survivors because there are so many. We all know somebody who's been affected by breast cancer, and because that is such a significant part of the story, that's what we decided to focus on now.
Well, that's wonderful. As you know, I too am a survivor of breast cancer, so I'm pretty excited to start my 4.5 years. So where is Be the Light? What is it here in town?
We just recently, up until now, it started in 2016, and it was in my basement, and then just, in January of this year, we signed a lease at the Wellness Collective downtown on 15 South Minnesota Street, so right down there by the Baccarat, and that's where our physical location is now. Yes. We have an office space there, and it's been a wonderful collaboration with the ladies at the Wellness Collective. If people aren't familiar with that business, it's all individual contracted spaces. There's massage therapists, acupuncture, counseling services, yoga studios, lots of different services that are provided there. So it's a perfect fit for us to be right there and partner with those other.
Well, it sounds like it just was ready-made for you to come into and bring this to New Ulm. Our cancer center is very busy, and I know they have a huge amount of breast cancer patients there. What's going on right now down at Be the Light?
Well, a couple different things. Like all nonprofits or businesses too, we kind of had to pivot our mission through COVID, and what happened there was some really beautiful things. We were able to create some programs that were specific to connecting breast cancer survivors with each other and with the resources that Be the Light offers. So we started some retreats that we do monthly now called a Relight Retreat. So survivors are invited to come to the Wellness Collective. the first Saturday of every month for a few hours of pampering and connection with each other, and we have lunch brought in and cupcakes from Becky's Bakes, and it's been just a really neat time to, it's kind of just been a built-in support group. The first time we had 10 ladies, the second time in June we only had 5, so it was a small but mighty crew, but it was just really powerful how we can tell our stories about being in this club that nobody wants to be in, but support each other. So those are new this year. The other thing Be the Light has been part of this year is a new program out at CrossFit, and it's called Survival Fitness, and it is geared to breast cancer survivors who are at all stages of their survivorship. But it was created by Brandy Toomer of CrossFit and Dr. Corey Jordan, who's one of the breast cancer surgeons at the New Ulm Medical Center. And so they put this 8-week program together that involves strength training and yoga for survivors to come in a couple days a week. And so we did the pilot of that this year, and it was very, very successful. And it also functioned as a built-in support group. So these women were coming together for these workouts, but, really there to support each other, and it was their time. And it was just really neat to see the bonds that were created between these ladies that maybe would have not met otherwise. Because of that success, we're going to continue partnering with them to do the same program 3 times a year.
Oh.
We already have women reaching out to say, how do we get our name on the list to be part of the next survival fitness group? So I think that is really exciting. And currently what we're doing this weekend, we launched our Walk a Mile in Their Shoes fundraiser. So again, like many nonprofits, we've decided to not have our gala fundraiser again this year and just wait until we're 100% back to normal, till we can be together. So last year, right in the middle of COVID, we just launched this virtual fundraiser called Walk a Mile. And so it was basically for anyone in the community or anywhere could do their own little fundraiser. You're setting a goal and saying, I'm going to do this for 8 days. And last year we did it October 1st through the 8th, representing 1 in 8 women diagnosed with breast cancer in their lifetime. This year we're doing August 1st through the 8th, just to give us some longer days so people can get all of their steps in or miles in or whatever. So they set a goal and they say, hey, I'm gonna walk. A couple people last year did a 5K every day. So walked or ran 3 miles every day. And then they kind of go to their family and friends and say, donate to my fundraiser.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a 5K every day to, sometimes they'll say in memory of a certain survivor or in honor of a group or a lady, and then get their family and friends or businesses to donate to them. Last year we set a goal of $25,000 and we hit $50,000. We just had an amazing outpouring of support from the community, and so it was exciting. And so we decided to do that again this year instead of our gala, and so we just launched it this weekend. So it's live now, and there'll be some information. If you go to our website, you can find the link to sign up. Facebook, we have a lot of information on there. And of course, they can call me too, but we're just sending out the sponsorship letters to businesses that are involved with the chamber. And we're excited. Different this year, on August 8th, at the end of the fundraising, we're gonna have a grand finale celebration at Harmon Park. So we've rented that space, and we'll have, we're still working on all those details, but music, food, fun, just kind of get together, and we're going to actually walk a mile together with whoever wants to participate. And it's just, representative of all of those women who can't be there to walk a mile with us.
That's wonderful. You talked about your gala a couple of times, and tell people what that was 2 years ago when we got to all be together in one big room.
Yes, that was wonderful. In 2019, we decided, let's go for it. Let's have our try a big fundraiser and see how it goes. So we chose the Sleepy Eye Event Center that was available the weekend we wanted it. So it was on October 24th, and we raised money at that time for part of our mission is called Hope Getaways. So we want to send, Aunt Brenda's motto was never give up hope. She had a sticky note on her fridge that said that in her writing, and it's part of our logo now built in, and we share it everywhere. But so she looked at that every day while she was battling that disease for 18 years, and so it has inspired a lot of hope in a lot of people. And so we give away Hope Getaways, and that's what we were raising money for at our event in 2019. and it was wonderful. We raised almost $100,000 that night, had, I believe, about 325 guests in attendance, and with the money raised at that event, we were able to gift 4 Hope Getaways to local breast cancer survivors and their families. And unfortunately, they haven't been able to use those yet.
No.
They're still all waiting, but
Well, at least they have something to look forward to.
they have something to look forward to. So that's what that was, and
Yeah.
we're really excited to be able to have another one when we can.
Kind of explain the Hope, the getaway.
Yep. Hope Getaway, there's just a lot of research on the what women go through during treatment and how it just kind of steals a lot of joy, and it's such a hard time. And we wanted to provide something similar to like what Make-A-Wish Foundation does for children,
Yep.
but for women and their families, to have a time to go away, to renew, to heal, to just escape the word cancer and all of the things that they had been dealing with, or maybe still are dealing with, that some women, deal with, or maybe metastatic, have stage 4 cancer, and it will always be part of them. So an opportunity for them to go do something kind of normal or a dream come true. One of our stories is really fun to share. Sarah Schultz from Sleepy Eye is a breast cancer survivor, and she had applied for Hope Getaway, and her dream is to climb Rainbow Mountain in Peru.
Oh my.
And we were able to grant her that. Her and her husband are planning on going and climbing that
Wow.
mountain. And I didn't even know it existed, but if you've ever looked it up, it looks like an actual rainbow. It's
Oh.
beautiful. And so they're
look
hoping
that
to
up.
go yet this year in November, and so we're excited to see that
Oh,
unfold.
yeah. Be nice to see the pictures
Right.
that you
Yes.
post after she gets back, so.
Right.
Well, that, I can't imagine. Now, you say you have these mini retreats, and they're every Saturday?
The first Saturday of every month.
Okay.
Now, some holiday weekends like 4th of July or Labor Day weekend, we won't be having them. But if you follow along on our Facebook page or our website, you would see when the next ones are. So it's just, there's a sign-up sheet when we announce the next one. The first time we had Lori Mathowitz from the Wellness Collective do some meditation with us. Last time we had Diane Fossen is her name, she does this sound therapy with bowls. And so it was I think it was called Sound Journey. And she plays this beautiful music on these bowls, and it's they vibrate, and it's they describe it as a massage from the inside out. It was just beautiful. She's very talented, and we lay in these chairs, and it's just this pampering time to it's self-care. And that's something I think as women, we're not always good about doing, especially as survivors. I found when I was going through treatment, I was always taking care of everyone else, wanted to make sure everybody else was okay.
Yeah.
And I'm okay, it's gonna be okay.
Everything's
Don't worry about
fine.
me, everything's
It's
fine.
fine.
And that's when we get together in these small groups and get to share those stories, those tears just start flowing, because
Yeah.
all of us are looking at each other and saying, this is your safe space now to
Yeah.
let that go. We're not fine.
Yeah.
We're not fine. We just
Yeah.
want to tell our families and friends that
Well,
we're
yeah.
fine.
Everybody.
And so
Yeah.
it's been those retreats have been a really neat experience for us.
So what's the cost for one of your
All free.
retreats?
They're all free.
They're all
This
free.
is where the money that we raise, that we're doing these fundraisers for, this is where that all goes to.
That's
Yep,
wonderful.
100% free.
So you keep saying website, phone number. What is the website?
The website is bethelightinfo.org, and it's the letter B, not the word B. And so bethelightinfo.org is the website. Our email address is connect@bethelightinfo.org. And my cell phone number is what our number is now, because that's the easiest way to get a hold of us. But that's 507-276-4122. So there's a variety of ways to
Is there a
contact us.
limit on Saturdays, on
No.
the Saturdays? It's as
No.
many as they want to be there?
Yep, as many as they want to be. Right now we limited the signups to 10 the first time, just for space. And then again, we were busy, people busy in their summer vacations and stuff, so we didn't have as many people come in June. But there is limits. But there was a few of the ladies that had been there in May came again in June.
Okay, so there's no limit to how many times you can go?
No limit. No.
Okay, and it's just for breast cancer survivors?
is,
Okay.
yes.
Wanted to make sure that,
Yeah.
So is there anything you can see in the next year or two, maybe, you've got hopes for happening?
Lots of hopes and dreams. You know, we've grown so fast in just a few years, and I think that's because, again, what the Newell Medical Center and the Virginia Piper Cancer Institute do are, you know, they're
Yeah.
amazing. And it's an amazing crew there, wonderful staff. They just give us such great care. One of the things that I found when I was going through treatment was missing was these support groups, connections. These are things that are available to people up in the metro,
Yeah.
Minneapolis area and things like that. There's these types of things, opportunities for survivors. We're missing that in the rural areas.
Yes.
When I first started Be the Light, I had big dreams of it being nationwide and the next Susan Komen Foundation. But, you know, what has happened here is we've seen the local impact be so, like watching these retreats and seeing these women connect, and it has just made me realize that this is what's needed right here at home. And if it grows outside of New Ulm, great. But if it never does, there's a lot of people here that need this.
Yes.
So that's what we want to do.
I think our cancer department is probably one of the best. But
Yes.
I'm very
Biased.
biased.
And I am too.
Well, they got me through it. That's all I cared about.
Well, and what we're seeing as we grow is a partnership with them, with the staff there, the social workers. You know, they're sending people to us,
I'm sure.
to connect with, and so I think that will be a really beautiful
Yes.
partnership in the years
And
to come.
I think what you're doing is something we need, because there wasn't something for just us, I
That's right.
guess, or just breast cancer,
Right.
you know, people. And it's easy to sit in a group and talk about every other cancer, but if it's not the one you're going through, nobody really gets it.
Exactly.
Because I don't get what other people are doing.
Right.
So, but, well, this has been just really wonderful. I'm so glad you got to come, and I'm so glad you chose New Ulm.
Thank you. So are we, and thank you for inviting me here today.
Well, we so enjoy it. So, and in closing, do you have anything else you want to add to what's?
No, I mean, for anybody listening, we would love your support. We would love you to follow us on our journey. And, you know, if you, I guess my one ask would be the support even would mean sending survivors to us. There's so many people that don't even know we're here
Yeah.
yet. We're still new enough that way. And, you know, we're here and this is what we're building, and we want to be able to help women in our area no matter what stage of their survivorship they're in. They could be 20 years out.
Yes.
There's still feelings we're all carrying around
Yep.
from that, and ways that they can help other survivors in there that are
Yes.
still going through treatment. So we want to just get connected with anybody that we can help.
Well, that's wonderful. And like I said, thanks again, Amber, for taking your time. And we will hopefully see a lot more of Be the Light. I'm hoping to get there one of these days.
Yes,
So,
we'd love to have you.
okay, thank you
Thank
again.
you for having me.